And I'm here with Roz White for Real People of the Sunshine Coast. We are now, this is actually our last episode for season 2, and we're very delighted to have some time with Roz to find out what she's been doing on the Sunshine Coast in business. Hi Roz, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. I'd love everyone to know your story. So how did you start in business?
Oh, that's many years ago, 26 years ago. Michael and I were working in a bank. So we had absolutely no industry experience at all, but we loved the Sunshine Coast, and so we wanted to stay here. So we decided to pool all of our 3 pennies into a bowl and we basically just put everything we had into buying a very, very small, modest, little tiny convenience store in Maroochydore. I stayed working full-time in the bank because, you know, the business wasn't really profitable. Mm-hmm. We didn't have enough money for stock, so we had to, we were very fortunate that we were given vendor finance for 12 months to pay off the stock in the first 12 months, but that was our start in business. When we commenced, we had 3 staff in 1993, 26 years ago. Now we have just employed another 100 people, taking our staff levels to almost 400, so over the last 26 years. But it's happened gradually, and we've been fortunate that we've been able to grow with the Sunshine Coast along the way. So we've just taken opportunities as they have arisen and just built our business slowly. And just applied a continual kind of improvement approach to build and grow and get better at what we do. So we established a group office in Maroochydore in 2005 because even though it was teeny tiny and small, but we kind of needed an office rather than the garage because we were tripping over the kids' toys. It was rather embarrassing when people came for a meeting and we had the kids' toys in one corner and we were in the garage. So we knew that we had to establish a bit of a group office, and it was tiny. We did that in 2005, and then last year we opened this new group office here to accommodate our growth and our team, our leadership team.
So Roz, this week's been a massive week for you, I hear. Now tell me why.
We have just opened our fantastic new white super IGA in Baringa, and it's absolutely wonderful. We had a fantastic opening. We're very honoured to have the Deputy Prime Minister come to open the store with the Stockland Baringa Shopping Centre as well at the same time, and many other dignitaries that came, and special guests, industry colleagues and suppliers and reps and our team, and it was a wonderful celebration and very encouraging to receive that sort of support from the Sunshine Coast community as well. I guess it was my vision that we established this store to reflect the vibrancy of that actual community. So I did a lot of background research to understand what the vibe was in that community. And each little village throughout the Sunshine Coast, each community has its own personality, so it's very important to try and capture that individuality, I suppose, and bring it into the store. So we've got an in-store cafe. There's some really interesting and engaging things in this store to make it exciting and engaging.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. And we were talking earlier about how quickly that journey, that shopping journey, changes for people and the marketplace. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think things just everything is changing at a fast pace. I don't think it matters what it is. It's just that it's the world that we live in, and people's shopping needs are changing as well. So as a retailer, it's very important for me to be ahead of the game and always looking ahead. Where are we going? What are the trends? And if you want to be a market leader, then that's my job, because it's all about the shopper, and it's all about fulfilling their needs. It's all about making them feel special and number one when they walk in our store, so that they feel welcome, but we're also delivering to them what they need. So, great value through competitive pricing, as well as a beautiful experience, and fresh and local, so they can buy, differentiating in the market, so they can buy things in our stores they can't buy at other places.
Are you looking at the online space as well at all? when it comes to that?
I often am asked this question. I'm not really rushing to go online because, again, we're about people and we want to bring people into our stores. So there's lots of online options out there for people to shop. We want to deliver great personalised service. We will do home deliveries, absolutely, but we invite people to come in and stay and linger and socialise.
What you're doing is contributing not just to the consumer, but also to the community, but your employees as well, and other businesses in the area.
Yeah, our locavore program extends beyond food. So the latest store that we built at Baringa, for instance, as an example, we've invested $1.3 million with a local refrigeration manufacturer. So all of our refrigeration in that store, including the cold rooms, has been either handcrafted right here on the Sunshine Coast or sourced from this local provider. Obviously allows that other business to flourish. That has happened multiple times. That's just one example, but wherever we can, we use local contractors and providers which extend well beyond food. Yeah.
Which just supports the Sunshine Coast economy. When you talk about the Sunshine Coast, I really love that point that you made about how each little community has its own vibe. So what is it in general that you like about doing business on the Sunshine Coast?
Look, the Sunshine Coast community is like no other. I think you could travel the world and and not find the uniqueness of the people that live here. I think because it's such a beautiful place, I think we're all feeling very blessed, very grateful to have this to live in this beautiful place. And I think that's why we're open-minded, we're collaborative, we want to share, we want to, we're happy little peeps. Yeah. So because of that, businesses. Sunshine Coast locals want to support each other, and I think that's very evident, and I'm certainly very grateful for the support that we've received over the last 26 years. And I'm also very, very happy to support my colleagues and fellow business people on the Sunshine Coast. That's what makes the Sunshine Coast pretty special.
Absolutely, and I know you do a lot of philanthropy work around the place.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate to align with some very meaningful and worthy charities, and I've been volunteering my time for Montrose Therapy and Respite Services here on the Sunshine Coast and across Queensland now for about 9 years. And also in the past I've run events and done lots of fundraising for the Leukemia Foundation. We also do a lot of fundraising in our stores.
But you're also president of the Sunshine Coast Business Women's Network, which is a great network if you're in business and a female that you need to be aware of.
And we've just had our Glam Gala Awards, and we have a selection of the most inspiring, incredible, outstanding young business women right here on the Sunshine Coast, and I really look forward to working with them over the next 12 months.
So just to finish up, what's your plans for the future?
It's been a 2-year project, putting one store on the ground, this store. We've had some other projects on as well. The last 4 years I've just had one project after another. We've landed about 5 major projects in the last 4 years, so it's been very busy. Yes. So it's time for me to get back into the business and start to drill down and get right back into the business and do a big refresh and a remodel of the entire organisation. We will also be looking to maybe put one more store on the ground, but I'm going to just give myself some headspace to start, and then I'll start to throw myself into what that model might look like. Yeah.
That's exciting. Any areas that you're thinking of?
At the moment, we've pinpointed Forest Glen as an area that we're looking at. So we'll just see how we go. Yes.
And I think that's a really good point too that you've made, Roz, that you do need to take some downtime, and you can work your little butt off, but unless you just sort of step back and watch how things are going, it can get on top of you.
Take a breath, do a bit of a review, go again.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Roz, for your time, and you inspire me every day. I can't imagine how hard you've been working over the last 26 years. So really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.